Hi, it's Jasmin. You know, that girl who did you know what way before the internet ever existed. Join me and my special guest every week as we talk about anything and everything because nothing is too taboo. So punch your ticket and get on board the Krazy Train with me, Jasmin St. All aboard! Welcome to a brand new episode of Krazy Train with Jasmin St. This week's guest, and by the way, just don't mind the face, I just had a chemical peel. But anyway, this week's guest is someone that all of us know and adore, and is one of my favorite performers of the 2000s, Sara Jay. Okay, guys, don't flip out and do not freak out. I'm just letting you know this now. I just had a chemical peel, so don't act like something crazy happened. Don't get worried for my well-being. I'm totally fine. But on a much better note, finally, I get to see the gorgeous Sara Jay, who's joined us today. Thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for not being scared.
No, of course. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. What a beautiful introduction. I appreciate you.
I love your hair. Was your hair always like that? I thought it was straight.
My hair has been curly since I was born, but I spent the first 40 years of my life straightening it.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
like the
decided
peril.
let it do its thing one day. I was just like, we'll just do it.
It's good. I mean, most girls from our era, I think, spent so much time on appeasing whatever our audience was, right? And then I
Sure.
lightened my hair quite a bit, which I totally regret, but at least it's
Mm-hmm.
like back to doctor, like the damage between straightening and like
Oh,
lightening and everything.
trust me, I know. I probably know better than anybody. I was platinum blonde and I was straightening my hair and I had hair extensions. It was a mess. It was a mess. Yeah, it's a lot. My hair is so happy now. It's just like it's natural and it's happy and it's low maintenance. It just does its own thing.
Yeah, that's the way to go. I gotta shampoo mine. I'm like not allowed to shampoo or bathe for like 5 days. Not that I bathe
Gosh,
anyway, like all the time, but just whenever I feel like it. Um,
right?
Gross. But I gotta ask you, have you been following up on AVN and all of the award shows still?
Mm-hmm.
Have you
Mm-hmm.
been?
Yeah, actually, it's funny. This is the first AVN that I have not attended in 24 years.
Why?
I had a really like not enjoyable time the last probably 20 of them. So I finally was just like, I'm not gonna go anymore. You always want to go. Like for me, the drive is obviously new business. You're like, maybe I'll meet some people and have some networking opportunities. And then the second thing is always it's like our family, funerals and wedding type family where you just see them at these events and you miss them. And yeah, I didn't really miss anybody this year. And also I'm good on adult networking opportunities. I went to a lot of other events that were more beneficial in that way this year and last year and pretty much every year. So I just feel like AVN is a little bit antiquated and it lost its luster.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that. I feel as though we've lost the golden age of that era and what it
For
was
sure.
like. Like everyone gets dressed up. They don't wear Fashion Nova on the red carpet, guys. They get dressed up and they would wear like full hair and makeup and you walk the red carpet. When Dominique Simone came on the live stream, she said that they made her wait. There were like 370 people ahead of her. I'm like, since when in the world have you had
Mhm.
370 porn stars? What do you see the differences now with the talent versus back when, we were doing this?
Oh gosh, so many things. I mean, I could talk about just that question for the rest of the time. Um, you know, Professionalism, first of all. And I also feel that people in our generation, uh, more of them liked sex, which is a big bummer for me because I like sex and I want to work with people. I want to produce, I want to direct people who like sex. And now we have all these erectile dysfunction medications and stuff. And, you don't even have to be turned on by your partner at all. And the girls know that, the guys know that, and they don't even try. So that kind of like bothers me. Um, Also, there's a lot of people that are in our industry now that are very temporary in our industry that are using it as a stepping stone to do other things, which in itself kind of annoys me, but in the long run, I think is kind of better for society. And I say that because it normalizes sex work a lot. So, like this lady that works at the bank, she quit her bank job to get an OnlyFans account, and now she shoots porno in her house for the next, 4 or 5 years. And she ends up getting a job doing something else. But the thing is that it normalizes it. So, all the people that she comes in contact with, she's like, yeah, I got to go on this vacation because I got an OnlyFans account, and I got to put my kid through, private school because I had an OnlyFans account. So it kind of like normalizes it, although it's hella annoying because it's not the path that we walked at all, like it's very different.
Plus, I heard it's very difficult to shoot. I think they don't test the way they used to back when we did this.
Actually, the testing is so much better.
Is it?
We get
Okay.
tested. Yeah, it is. We get tested every 2 weeks. We get tested for all kinds of new stuff. We get swabbed in our booty hole, swabbed in our throat, um, and for gonorrhea and chlamydia. And then also they're testing for MGen, which is a mycoplasma, which we didn't even know about then. So I feel that testing is much more thorough. Plus, it's every 2 weeks versus when I started, and when you started, it was every 30 days. And that's like way too long. Who knows what
Yeah.
these people are doing in 30 days? Jesus.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, like, I totally forgot about that because I don't know if you were there at the point where we had like 4 HIV crises. And,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
that was when I
it was
started.
horrible. And then you had like a
I
syphilis thing.
Yep, when I had probably been in the industry maybe 2 years, maybe three when the Darren James thing happened. I don't remember what year that was, but it was pretty early on in my career. And if you remember correctly about that,
Hmm.
I was at the gym when I found out about Darren James, and I found out about it on CNN where they announced his
Oh,
name. Yeah, HIPAA, 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 right?
yeah.
So,
Lawsuit.
yeah, he got lots of money from that, I'm sure. And yeah, it is very unsettling, but I guess because it happened so early in my career, I was like, I'm in it for life. This is what I'm doing. Like either get in now, like get out now, or you're here, like this is the worst it's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't think it's as bad as what people say it was back then. I think like things like CNN didn't really help. Like it just sensationalized. That's what the news does. Um, I definitely feel as though like I did go to AVN back in 2010 to get my induction into the Hall of Fame. It changed quite a bit. Like I just didn't think it was as nice and as fun like what we used to have back then. What would you say
with
was your
with the
most
banquet rooms.
yeah, banquet rooms
Yeah.
and the convention, guys, it was in an actual convention hall, not in a freaking FEMA tent.
Yeah.
Like I felt as though it was sponsored by FEMA this year or something. I know
Right,
that's
I saw the
cool. What
pictures.
was
No,
that?
you're right though. No, I fully agree. Like I saw the pictures this year and I was like, I'm zooming in. Like, it's I see Monet Divine's big beautiful butt and I'm like, wait, I'm zooming in. I'm like, are they in a FEMA tent? I said the exact same thing. I said the exact same thing. This is ridiculous. Like, I'm glad I didn't go. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would have been too happy with that. I feel as though it just brought down the level of what AVN was. So you said for 4 years you had fun there. What would you say would be one of your most memorable or two of your most memorable moments that made it fun for you?
I can remember, and it's so long ago, so it's all a blur, but I can remember um being exhausted after AVN because I would get up and I would get all ready and I would do the show floor, whether I was signing at a booth or I was just trying to network and meet people. And then I would go to lunch with somebody. And then I would go to some sort of event. And then I would go to dinner with another group of people and constant networking. Then we would go from party to party to party. We would go to the fetish party. We would go to all these different magazines and publications had parties. I would go to all the parties, and it's not for about partying though. It's about meeting people in different circles that you don't necessarily have access to all the time. And I can remember many like years in the beginning, like where that was very beneficial and like very, very useful. And then there was like a lot of years in the middle where it was like a little bit of a hassle and like a little bit of an ordeal and just a headache. And the line was so long to get in that I missed my signing times and like, just chaos. Once they put it at the Hard Rock, I really hated the Hard Rock years. Like that whole layout, it was just a hot mess. And yeah, I went to the Resorts World one and I was like, oh, this might be worse.
When you say Resorts World, I think of like Disney or like the Griswolds going their Nevada vacation, their Vegas vacation. I just think of something really, I don't know, just wrong. Well, what's Resort World anyway? Is it a resort? Are there like kids there and stuff?
It's like I think several hotels, if I'm not mistaken, like three maybe hotels like all together, and they're all like connected. The place is like a monstrosity, but the problem is they put like us in like the upper back corner of the way over here, and there's not any like there wasn't any like signs all over the place saying this way. I remember even at the Hard Rock, but also of course back in the Venetian, the Sands days, the moment you got out of your vehicle and stepped into the building, porn. And it was like, this is ours, They're like, there's half naked porn stars everywhere, and everybody's looking glamorous and beautiful. And you see a million people, just going from your car to your signing station. Like it was almost difficult to get to your signing station because of so many people you would see along the way. Like if you had to sign at 1, well, you better get there at 12 because it might take you 45 minutes to get to your signing station. But this Resorts World is so big, I didn't see any humans at all until I got into the hallway that Avian was at.
That's horrible. I liked it when
It was just
CES was
weird.
it. Yeah, I mean, you don't see us there. You shove us all the way in the corner, and I think porn is more accepted now than it was back then. Because I had this talk last night with Vic Legina. He has this book called Filthy, which is great. I
Oh,
know that
I'm
was
very familiar.
oh yeah, we went at it like for over an hour on the live stream. He was ranting. I love like talking to him because he just goes on and like
Yeah.
we were talking about this whole thing with when back in that day you had Sharon Mitchell, you had Paul, what is that, protecting adult welfare. I
Mm-hmm.
felt as though they were very judgy in some ways. And then we started talking about the mental care crisis. I don't think we
Mm-hmm.
had suicides back in our day. I feel as though it's something that just come up now. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, social media, period. That is what
Yeah.
it is, in my opinion. Absolutely. We were not in contact with haters before. Like, up until social media, the only people that would come to our shows and come to our events were people who loved us,
Oh
you
yes.
know?
Mhm.
Yeah. Which was just awesome. But as soon as you, have online presence and social media, and you get to hear all the trolls and all these stupid people that want attention and stuff, like a lot of people aren't built for that. They don't have the thick skin. They're not made for that. And I also think it's a little bit to do with the way that, generations are raised and stuff. I feel maybe that's just because I'm a Gen Xer. I feel like we're a little tougher. But I generally feel like it's social media. Like it's challenging. You have to be the bigger person all the time. You have to be smarter. You have to be wiser. You have to be tougher. And a lot of people just aren't.
Be the bigger person. Nah, I think I'll just go off on someone. Fuck that. You only live once. Come on. It wouldn't be, it'd be very un-Jasmine esque to not go off on someone. So I'll do it later today, though. Like with August Ames, I felt bad for her. I didn't know her, but just the fact, okay, so you have this whole thing, my body, my choice. Okay, whatever. Now, someone doesn't want to have sex with a tranny. And that's up to the person, I feel, right? Do you
Sure.
think, I mean, back then, I don't think they let us get away with it, but allegedly someone trolled her so hard it drove her to kill herself. Do you think that's the case with her? Did you ever meet her?
I didn't meet her and I didn't know her at all. Yeah, but I honestly, just like I said, I think the trolling, it really affects people, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. Because I think a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I'm fine with it, like it doesn't bother me, but it does. And you know, you come that day 22 in your cycle and you're feeling real upset about it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, actually. So, if you're looking for the safest and coolest way to bet online and the most variety, of course, of games and like almost anything you could bet on, stop at betonline.ag because I guarantee you there is something for everyone. Yeah, I mean, I feel as though the girls from our era, and I know another one that I'm very good friends with that's in Florida with her own skincare business that's amazing. And no, she didn't do this to me. That they've done so much. I feel like they're the real boss babes. Like girls go around with the term boss babe. Let's really talk about what boss babe is, okay? And I feel as though you came up with your own CBD line. That's a very tough market. Why did you turn to CBD?
I've always been involved in the cannabis industry, and yeah, I was a grower for 12 years.
Oh,
And to be able to be involved in it further in a way that is completely legal. It's legal in the US, it's legal in Europe, it's legal in a lot of South American countries. That was appealing to me. It's also appealing to me that I can kind of perpetuate the research and uh, all the things that go into separating all the cannabinoids out of cannabis and knowing what cannabinoid is good for what. I would like that to go further even. And if I can be a part of that, so be it. I also found that like so many people are actually getting like real relief from CBD. My mom and dad have been sober for 30 years and they started taking CBD. Like my girlfriend gives it to her dog and to her grandmother. You know, like everybody can take it. It reduces the stigma because it doesn't get anybody high, you know? So you can get better sleep, you can be relieved of pain, you can, have wetter snatch, all that, all from the benefit of CBD.
that's interesting about the pain relief because now I see all these pain relief creams with CBD. What is it in CBD that makes pain relief, like what makes pain go away?
So CBD, it helps with circulation.
Okay.
So by helping with circulation, it helps decrease inflammation, which is part of the reason why you're in pain in the first place.
Okay. I buy that definitely. I mean, I'm trying to grasp the whole concept because I had someone approach
Mm-hmm.
me with the oil for my face. So, what does the CBD oil
Yeah.
do for your face then if you don't have inflammation?
Yeah, and well, you might have a little inflammation right now. I'm just looking. I might have a
I
little
do.
inflammation.
I do.
But also, yeah, also it's really good for just pain relief. So it can help with antispasmodic. So if you're feeling pain in your face, for example, right now, it's also a great moisturizer. Some of the products have hyaluronic acid in them as well. So not only you get like a pain relief, but also moisturizing to kind of lock in that moisture. I use CBD mostly for pain. Like I've got all kinds of like joint issues, itis, every itis you can imagine. I'm experiencing tendonitis, bursitis, arthritis, all the things, and I'm constantly rubbing it on things. We've got a pain relief roll on that a lot of like even cancer patients are using
Oh,
for neuropathy. So cancer patients get neuropathy in their fingers and toes after chemo, and to be able to take a pain relief roll on with CBD in it and to apply it directly to the parts that they have pain on as opposed to taking a pill. And not only it's natural, but as opposed to taking a pill where it has to go through your whole system and then figure out where the pain is, uh, CBD you can apply directly to the source of the pain.
and what's the name of the company?
Sara Jay CBD, Sara Jay Self Care Collection. Mm-hmm.
So it's SARAJAY, Self Care
Yep,
Collection.
CBD.
What
Yep,
else do you have
Self
in
Care
there?
Collection.
What else do we
We've
have
got per-
besides that?
We got personal lubricant. We've got a pain relief roll on. Bath bomb, which is amazing for all over pain. Like if you've got pain in numerous places, you just
Mhm.
take a soak. It's outstanding. Massage oil. And then our newest product that I'm like most proud of because I developed it, I created it myself. It's called Private Revive It. And
What's
it's an
that?
intimate healing cream. Still don't know what that is, right? Because there's not one like it anywhere. Like nobody's
What is
created
that?
this. Basically, for any kind of like skin irritation that you're having, external use only, for your privates, your genitals, men or women, balls, dick, pussy, all that. You can rub it on for like chafing after razor burn, after waxing. You just been going at it too hard, maybe some grinding, maybe there's some tears or lacerations like in your taint area. This helps heal everything. It's got colloidal silver in it. It has tea tree oil. It has hyaluronic acid and CBD. All these great things that are like really, really good, but also really safe for your privates.
The silver is a very underrated ingredient. People don't
Yeah.
believe in that. Colloidal silver, is it? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I've used it
Colloidal
before
silver.
in sprays, immune sprays. How long have you been developing all these things? How have you?
So the Private Revive It is something that I've probably been working on for maybe about a year. And we finally just got like the formula right, and we released it January.
So let me ask you this. A friend of mine did some gummies once and got nauseous and was acting like a complete psycho. Was that laced with something aside from CBD?
Were they just CBD gummies or were they THC gummies too?
I think they were CBD. They were edibles.
Sometimes you have to keep an eye on it because sometimes, especially with the CBD gummies, if you don't look at the label, sometimes they put melatonin in them. And yeah, melatonin is not really the greatest for you to be taking, even though it's like, over the counter, they sell it in every drugstore, and it seems like totally harmless. It's not great for your system. And a lot of times, people can have reactions to melatonin.
I had no idea because I take melatonin to go to sleep sometimes or just magnesium drops. What is
Magnesium's good, melatonin's bad.
what's dangerous about it? Now in Europe, you have to have a prescription for it. You don't get it over the counter there.
Hmm.
So why is
Yeah,
it?
it can screw up your whole thing. I wish I knew all the details to give them to you directly, but I have read it enough times to know no melatonin. My mom is the one who originally told me, like, lay off the melatonin because I was taking 5 milligrams. And she was like, it's not good to take that many. And I looked it up and she was right. I don't know why they even sell it in 5 milligrams, but it can be really bad. So then I started doing some research on it because I felt really groggy after I take melatonin. Like, I'm like, this sucks. Like, and yeah, if you just do a little Googling, you'll find all your answers, but it is not good for you. I think it screws up a lot of your hormones, and I think it screws up your, what do they call it? The circadian rhythm, Like, yeah, I think that messes with that too. Like, that's your sleep pattern rhythm, basically. Yeah.
I think you should have been a scientist. Have you done a scene like that as a scientist before? Have you ever done a shot a scene like that as a doctor or a scientist?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah. Plus, like I really like, you know, holistic medicine. A lot of my friends call me Dr. Sarah because I'm always giving everybody advice.
I think it's great. Like all my friends come to me for skin stuff and then like hormone therapy and everything. Cause if there's something out there, I've used it. So then I ended up just sticking with these pellets instead, even though they're so costly. But I'll be honest, it's given me the best results ever. But yeah, when I took testosterone shots, I was like breaking up on my chin. So then I had to get hydrocortisone injections to get rid of the acne. Um, but yeah, it's amazing how many resources there are out there nowadays than back then when you had pain, and I could use it because I started wrestling again. So I could definitely use some CBD in my life. If you did not get,
Absolutely.
yeah, and then the face too. I don't know how much longer
Yeah.
I'm going to be a moon face. Um, so if you did not get into porn, what do you think you would have been doing with your life?
I will that,
No.
I feel like I telepathically asked you to ask me this question.
Did you?
Um, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I would like all day I was thinking about that actually. I was like, oh, I hope Jasmine asked me this question because you're the right person to ask me this question.
Yes.
I want to be a wrestler. I wanted to be
Oh
a wrestler.
my God.
Yeah, I did. I remember like I was dancing and I really liked using my body and as a way to make money. And I got straight A's in school. I graduated high school early. I could do anything I wanted to be honest with you. And yeah, I ended up stripping.
Where? In Miami
uh,
or like where were
no,
you?
I'm from Ohio. I'm from the Midwest. So,
Yeah.
I ended up stripping. And then when I was tired of stripping, I was married by then. And yeah, I kind of like talked it over with my husband. I was like, I think I want to be a wrestler. And he was like, he goes, you're really clumsy. I was like, okay. He goes, you're going to have a lot of injuries. He goes, and you'll probably pop a boob. I was like,
No, a lot of girls have
no,
them.
yeah, like, and also I mean, like, he had a point. I am kind of clumsy, and I've never really played sports before, like in high school and stuff. I did weightlifting. Like, I didn't, yeah, I'm not really like a sports athletic type of person, although I'm very strong. And yeah, I was like, you're probably right. I should probably just do porn. You're probably right.
It's never too late.
Yeah, no, of course it's never too late, but also I think that my body is like, no. Now, like, I'll definitely get injured now.
Yeah, I don't get injured as much. I work more as a manager, so I get involved in the matches like a Miss Elizabeth type, but I actually take bumps. I do the promos. Like you get what wrestling. What drew you to wrestling anyway? What was the first match you ever saw, if you can recall that?
I cannot recall the first match, but I remember where I was. I was in third grade, and I was at my girlfriend's house, and her mom, maybe this is irrelevant, but her mom died and her dad was raising her. So she was like a little bit of a tomboy, and she had a brother. And I like that because I'm a tomboy too. But I'm an only child, so I don't have any influences. So I would go over to her house and watch wrestling. And that was the first time I seen wrestling. And then I start catching glow, like, every now and then I catch glow, and then I would start watching wrestling. And this is like, I'm in third, fourth, fifth grade, and then I just watched it pretty much my whole life after that until I think I kind of laid off wrestling maybe early 2000s, like 2010 maybe.
Yeah, it got really crappy past the Attitude Era and like the hardcore wrestling.
Not only like did it get crappy, but I think my
Yeah.
schedule got very busy. My schedule got like super busy, and I cannot keep up with things like that. Yeah.
Well, the other problem is that I feel like they're lacking in storylines at a lot of places, and it's just people doing big moves for the sake of doing big moves. And now they've taken hardcore wrestling to another level of death matches, which is what they do death matches where I work. So there's blood and glass and tables and splinters all over the fucker. Like I've been cut by glass before. I've been cut by mercury. Was that what comes out of a light tube when you get hit with it? Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it goes off like at the airport. Like my hair just
Mm-hmm.
went off once before, and it had these like mercury splints, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's from a light tube, no big deal. They don't get it. What did you like about wrestling? Was it the theatrics, the characters, and who was your favorite?
I like the physical aspect of it. Like, I don't know, I've always liked um what do they call it? Help me out. My losing my words. Combat. I like combat type of things. So yeah, not even UFC, just like general combat. I like like I always watched football, and I watched boxing, and yeah, all that shit. So I just like the physical aspect of it. But then also the theatrics and the storyline kind of draw you in, so that way you keep coming back every show, and you pick your favorite wrestlers, and then you want to see the storyline. And like then they also started putting pretty girls in there, and
Mhm.
it's like, oh, I'm bisexual for real. So like I'm like, oh, there's pretty girls, there's hot guys, everybody's got muscles, and they're all fighting. This is just very hot to me. And um yeah, it sounded like something I wanted to do for sure.
Did you have any favorites?
Yeah, I think I had a lot of favorites for different reasons, but
Yeah.
I think when I was young, like young, like teenager, I probably had like little crush on Kevin Nash maybe. Yeah, 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 right. And I've met a lot of the wrestlers now. Like I ended up, long story really short, I ended
Uh-huh.
up meeting this photographer who was like a ringside photographer, and so he started taking me to all these matches, and then I ended up meeting a lot of the wrestlers and going to tons and tons and tons of shows. It was fun.
Kevin Nash, yeah, he was a good one. I always like my first WrestleMania was the Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan. That was in Canada.
Oh yeah,
That
okay.
was something else. And I remember watching Glow. So when I started to wrestle, I was trained by an original Glow girl. I also had a
Oh,
Glow
which
girl on the
one?
show once before, Jeannie Bisson, Hollywood.
Okay.
And it's
Okay, okay.
interesting. These girls always get involved in something that's kind of dainty and pretty. She has like a soap company on the side.
That's
Nashville,
cool.
Nashville Apocalypta. Yes, yeah. And then here you have your Sara Jay CBD, and it's always this
Hmm.
thing with beauty and like I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder why that is. Why do you think that is?
We can't leave that shit to the men.
Yeah.
They can't even clean a fuzz out of their belly button.
No, no, it's true. It's true. No, that's very true. So we can't leave this up to guys to do. I'm sorry, even if you're gay, like it just doesn't work that way. It's women that always have to do it. Plus, it's like attractive. It smells nice. Now, does the
Hmm.
CBD smell like anything, or does it smell like
Hmm.
weed? Or,
Yeah, all of our no, not like weed. All of our products are organic, so they all have like organic oils. The pain relief roll-on has peppermint oil, the massage oils, lavender. Our bath bombs are eucalyptus, rose, lavender, and honey oat. So yeah, they smell delicious.
okay. See, now I've got. I'm like aiming. I'm going towards that pain relief one because I think I like the way peppermint smells. Also, um, I'm
And
just
especially if you're doing some wrestling and stuff, you can, it's like the size of a chapstick. You can carry it with you and just like apply as needed, you know? Like, I always put it on my neck because I sleep dumb. Like, I always sleep like this.
that's the same way I sleep like that. And trust me, it's like
Hmm.
I have a problem with my L3 right now, and I have to get this shot and injection into it twice a year. So it's right up my
Yikes.
spine, and I hate needles. I am quite the hoot to be around in the room when they do that. They first have to numb it. I'm moving. They're like, we have to just strap you down. I'm like, okay. So yeah, I got strapped down. People think I should be strapped down because of those AI cat photos I post on Instagram all the time. They're these cats working out, like doing yoga, like it's AI. So I'm putting like
Oh,
cheeky
that's
comments
great.
like "work that pussy," "sweaty pussy."
Oh
So
my God, I
Instagram
love
had me
it.
like
I
remove one
love
of them.
it.
It's great, right? I mean, you have to stay juvenile at some point in your life. If you're not juvenile,
Absolutely.
yeah, see, you get it. And maybe it's like the only child
Hmm.
thing. What were you like growing up besides a tomboy? Like what did you like besides wrestling?
I only child. So and I was like a little bit of a tomboy. So my mom gave me a lot of art. I had a lot of art stuff. I had, pens and pencils and markers and crayons and paint and all kinds of paint, acrylics and watercolors. There was lots and lots of like art stuff everywhere. And I collected things. Like, as an only child, you never have anybody to play with. So you just start rearranging your stuff. I collected Smurfs, I collected Care Bears, I collected Star Wars. I had all these different like little toys and I would just set them up and rearrange them and set them up again.
That's so
I also
adorable.
started a job really early too, so that kind of like cut my playtime down quite a bit. I started working when I was 11.
What?
Yeah, like a real full-time job.
Who hired you at age 11? Aren't there like child labor laws to protect
There
you or something?
totally is. There totally is. But my mom and dad, they were drinkers and they used
Okay,
to go
okay.
to the bar all the time. And I would go with them because I'm an only child, and I would sit in the booth and do my homework by myself. Like I would sit in the booth, they would sit at the bar, and I would sit in the booth and do my homework. And one day I was in there, and like this is like our cheers, like we're there all the time. Like I know everybody's name, we all know everybody's name. And I remember the waitress was like, "Oh my gosh, we don't have a dishwasher tonight, and it's buy one get one free burgers. Like, what are we gonna do?" And I was done with my homework, and I was like, "Mom, I can wash dishes. Like, no need for everybody to be freaking out. Like, I can just do the dishes while you guys are sitting here." So I started doing the dishes there, and they were like, "If you keep coming back, we'll keep paying you." I was like, "All right, cool."
So wait, are you like Cleveland cool or are you from a different part of Ohio?
Different part, Cincinnati,
Okay, well
nasty
then you're
natty.
Cincinnati cool. Cincinnati cool. That's fine. That's allowed. It's a
Okay.
different place. But there are a lot of wrestlers from Ohio. There's even a
Yes.
wrestling play. There's even a WWE camp there, OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling. So I have no idea where that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's
Yeah,
great. You're a
I
wrestler.
feel like that might be in Dayton, if I'm not mistaken, or
Yep.
someplace like not Cincinnati or Cleveland.
There are mullets up there. Like wherever there are the most
Oh
amount of
yeah,
mullets is probably where you had a wrestling school because mullets love
for
wrestling. And it's,
sure.
guys, it's not
No.
like a haircut. I think mulletry is a lifestyle. So I've got to do like a whole
No,
research
it
report.
is.
I think
It is.
what parents give you, where they gave us paints and things to do by ourselves. Like also an only child, so I had like coloring books, I had paper dolls to
Mhm.
play with, and I
Okay.
did the same thing with my toys. I take my Barbies, I take the Smurfs, and you have the little houses to put them in and like rearrange the
Yeah.
scenes somehow. I still love
Yeah.
collecting Smurfs though.
Yeah, yeah. I collect random things like we're at my right now I'm in the bedroom in my parents' house, my bedroom in my parents' house, but if we were in my bedroom, there's action figures everywhere.
Oh, really? GI Joe?
Still to this day. I don't have GI Joe, but I've got a lot of like I collect Tokidoki, which is like an Italian artist. I have Lego. I have a lot of Funko Pops. I have just like a lot of weird random stuff. Like honestly, I like weird random things. The only thing I have in here is I have Alice in Wonderland caterpillar over here.
I like the caterpillar. I think my favorite was the Cheshire cat because he changed. He was always like here or there, and you can't see him. You
Yeah,
just
yeah, and he's
smile.
standing on his head and everything.
Yeah, I like the cat and the Mad Hatter. I feel like a little
Yep.
child again. So it seems
Hmm.
like you're focusing more on CBD, but with the adult stuff, do you have an OnlyFans as well? Like, what do you do with that?
Oh yeah. I've
Mhm.
still got adult stuff going on. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
right now I like my passion is this CBD and I want like the world to experience the relief that, my customers are experiencing, you know. But I definitely have an OnlyFans, but more importantly than my OnlyFans, I mean everybody knows about OnlyFans. I have a site that I've had for 23 years, sarajay.com. And yeah, I've been producing and directing content on there since the beginning of time. We've got probably over 700 full length professionally shot scenes on there. Most of them are exclusive only to that site. And I also do live webcamming through my site, sarajay.com, once a week.
Hmm. What's that like?
Yeah.
Do you feel creeped out ever?
The webcamming doesn't creep me out. No, I do I do live webcamming through my site and then I also do webcamming through Cam Soda on Saturdays. Um and yeah, the camming doesn't freak me out at all. Like I do some Skype shows that can be kind of interesting at times. I do Skype shows usually like twice a month, and some of those can be a little interesting. That the one-on-one Skype shows are kind of funny. Um, but yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't really creep me out. I don't
But
know.
what's the weird?
Also feel super jaded and that like I've heard everything and like you could say whatever you want to me because I've heard it all.
Well, see, that's what I was going to ask you. What's the weirdest? Okay, well then, what's the weirdest request you've gotten from anyone for a custom? So I've never been one to try energy drinks for too long because they're always really sugary. They amp you up. But I decided to try Tiger Life. That's Tigerlyfe. And no, it doesn't have anything to do with Joe Exotic. TigerLife.com. They have an amazing energy drink. No sugar added. It's completely clean energy. It's made here in America. And they have a couple of really cool flavors. It actually has cane sugar in it, which is pretty good, but zero sodium. So that means you will not get bloated. This definitely amps me up. Sometimes I do it when I'm about to do my live stream or if I just need a boost in the middle of the day. So Tiger Life, have some and make sure to put in the code Jasmin, Jasmin, for free shipping.
First of all, my assistants go through them, so I probably didn't even hear it. The
Oh,
weirdest one I
sorry.
probably didn't even hear because she would be like, delete. Oh no, we're not doing that. Delete. Um, yeah. But like, I'll tell you, and this isn't even the weirdest one. This is not even weird, but this is one that I do all the time. There, I have a customer who basically wants almost the exact same video. Like he orders it like once a month, and it's not cheap. And it's a real estate agent video. I'm a real estate agent showing him and his wife a house. I'm talking directly to the camera, and yeah, I catch him flirting with me. And so like the whole like 15 minutes, I'm like, stop it. she's gonna catch you. Okay, I'll just show you a boob. But like, hurry up. Like, no, she's go look in the gazebo. Yeah, so it's just like funny stuff, you know? Like I said, it's not anywhere near weird, but the fact that he orders the same thing every month, that's what makes it interesting to me. I'm like, okay, so now as a producer, director, and a creative, I'm like, how do I change this up so I don't lose my mind? Like, so I'm not just creating the same thing over and over again. But yeah, like a lot of the really weird requests, I don't even get to see those because my assistant will just delete them. She'll be like, you don't have to do that, trust me.
Oh, darn. I know one girl who came on here. She's actually a wrestler from the UK. She has an OnlyFans. A lot of those girls seem to have that on the side. A guy wanted her to bake a cake in granny panties
Okay.
and eat
Okay.
the cake and then send him the
Yeah.
granny panties after. I'm like, what's the point? Like that. See, he wants you to eat with the granny panties. Then my good friend that owns a podcast company calls me at 8 in the morning. I thought something might have happened to him. I'm like, dude, did you like get in a car crash or something? Okay, I have my best friend here. He's married, he's a trainer, but there's this weird thing going on with one of his people he's training. I just got to put you through. Okay. I'm like, yeah. How can I help you? He has a client that wants to show him photos of food and wants the trainer to like talk shit to him about how sloppy he is and you shouldn't be doing that. You can't eat that stuff. You're a piece of shit. I'm like, yeah, but you got to go over the price ahead of time. That's financial domination, I guess. So,
Yeah, because now we're talking, we went from training to a sexual request here. This, because that's exactly what that is. That's a sexual
yeah.
request there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's funny. Oh, so you mentioned pies. I'm like, just give me one little thing. I'll come up with something. I did a custom video once a long time ago, and I did it because I'd never done it before. And I was like, let's do it and see how that goes. Sometimes that you do things and you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna like doing this. I don't know if I'll ever do it again, but let me just try it this one time. And this custom video, he wanted a very specific number of pies. It was like 13 whipped cream pies and like 7 shaving cream pies and then chocolate syrup. And they wanted me like pied, like, which I'd never been pied before. So I was like, I don't know. Let's try it. Let's see what pieing's like. So I just kept on getting pies in the face, pies in the face, pies in the face, and the shit's just dripping off me. And then he wanted me in a cage, like a kennel, like a dog kennel, right? And just more pies. So I'm in this kennel and I'm just like being drowned in pies. Like I'm covered. At first it was cool because it was like whipped cream, but then once we get the shaving cream in there, now I can't eat it. Now it's like not so cool. And yeah, like I'm just dripping in chocolate and whipped cream and shaving cream. And it was like this huge mess. We shot it on top of a tarp. And I remember we just rolled it up and like put duct tape around it and then took it to Home Depot dumpster and just tossed it in the dumpster.
I wonder if
Sorry.
someone thought it was a dead body inside of it, if stuff wasn't
Right?
leaking out.
Probably. Yeah,
That's
hilarious.
insane. I
No, just
can't.
full of pies.
I can't, man. I don't know how you girls have that patience. I mean, I'm sure I could do well with those. I have an
Yeah,
OnlyFans, but I don't
no.
put stuff on there. And I've
No,
seen some of the messages. It's just like, oh, hey, well, do you blah blah blah? I said, no, I don't.
yeah.
Okay, leave me alone. Go find someone else.
Yeah, yeah. I am 46 now. Just to make that clear. I am 46 years old. I do not do pies in the face. I'm sorry. We do not do that anymore. But it was one of those things where I had never experienced it and I was like, let's try it. Let's see what happens. But yeah, I don't do custom videos on my OnlyFans. I don't do custom videos. Those custom videos are not what I want to be doing. Yeah, that is a different type of custom video than I am comfortable with doing. They always want some like really annoying shit that like I don't want to do. So I quit doing them.
Well, I think when COVID hit, so many tourists hopped onto OnlyFans. I call them tourists, but you say they're like short termers, which is almost the same thing.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
get it, man. Like I don't know if they make it harder in the market though, or they just don't get you. Don't have to be that ridiculous. You really don't.
Yeah, I also like for me it's also a price point issue. Like I don't want to do customs for the price that the OnlyFans fans want customs, you know?
What's the
And
difference?
well, like so for example, they just want you to shoot like, your pie in the face, like on your phone and just send it to them. And I'm not into that. Like, no. If I'm shooting a custom video, I have a videographer, I have a sound guy, I have an editor. We have a full production, just like any other movie, just like any other set. And we have a script, like we do blocking, we do it totally professionally, fully like well lit, amazing audio. And that's just the type of product that I want to put out. Like, I don't feel personally that fans should have phone content of me like that, of me doing something that they want me to do.
Fair
I
enough.
don't know. That's maybe I'm being bougie, but that's just the way I
No,
feel.
you're not. It's just we're used to a certain standard. These are people that have been used to shooting on a phone from day one. These are
Yeah.
people, these are the same assholes, actually. Yeah, I just call them assholes. These are the same assholes that go out with their phone, any goddamn opportunity they have. Oh my God, I'm going to put my phone, I'm going to tape them. Yeah, they tape everything. They tape everything. They're like those gym influencers is what I call them. You go to a gym, right?
Oh,
You go to a gym not with the
yeah.
expectation of being videotaped. Then these people with
Yeah.
their entitlement, with their retarded little tripods and their
Hmm.
lights. Okay, so if you're making money doing that, and let me know if I'm being wrong. If you are making money and that is
Girl.
your career, shouldn't you be paying more for your membership if you're making money? Okay.
Yeah, and also don't get me in the background, okay?
Yeah,
Like I'll be like
I do that. I do that sometimes.
yeah,
I do a
yeah,
lot of things I shouldn't do at the
because
gym.
yeah, right. Yeah, I get a little I just explained it to somebody else. Like, not everybody is me, and I'm not trying to have like a huge ego or anything like that. I've been in the industry 24 years, you know? Like, these guys that are ordering the custom videos, they're jerking off to me because their dad jerked off to me, and their dad gave them my VHS tape or my DVD. And their son is going to jerk off to me because they opened their dad's browser. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not the gymfluencer. I'm not the OnlyFans girl that's never shot on anything but a phone. And I just don't feel like I want fans to have that kind of content of me. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather keep it professional and like elevated and I mean, as much as like sucking dick and getting pied in the face can be elevated, but I want to create a product that is a quality product,
Yeah.
like good audio, good lighting, something that I feel like I can be somewhat proud of to a certain extent, you know?
No, I get that totally. And
Yeah.
I think it lacks integrity now. And anyone could call themselves a porn star, which I think I'd probably lose my shit if I went to AVN. Like, you think I'd lose my shit back then? And I was a total bitch. My God, it would be amplified by like a million. I pride myself on that reputation. Yeah, because they just have a camera, and then you have girls that also do like dick ratings, and now all of a sudden people feel it's okay to send a photo of your dick. We don't want to see your dick. Like, how does that
Yeah.
work? Do you ever need to
Yeah.
rate a penis? Did you ever do
It's
that?
it's funny. I literally just started doing dick ratings like
How
this
does that
month.
work?
I didn't want to do dick ratings because I don't want all these extra fucking dicks coming my way, you know? But now we just limited dick ratings to only OnlyFans. So you could ask anywhere else. I'm not giving you a dick rating. You ask on OnlyFans, I'll give it to you because you're already paying to be here. And yeah, the dick ratings, they're fine. It doesn't bother me to do them at all. And but it's just like I gotta funnel them to the dick rating department.
Well, wait a second. I thought you could charge for messages. Can't you charge separately for that or no?
Yeah, yeah, on OnlyFans, but like I'm not gonna give you a dick rating on Instagram. I'm not gonna give you a dick rating on other platforms. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and also like don't just send me a dick. Like, be like, hey, could I get my dick rated? I'll be like, yes, send it over. Yeah.
Send it over.
Right, of course. Yeah, send it over.
Well, what I do if I get an unsolicited photo like that on Instagram is I take a screenshot. Then I post it and kind of blur things out, and then I tag them in it. Then I go on Facebook to see if they're like married or something, and then tag the wife and just tag the wife in it or something. I've done things like that before, and then I get blocked for no reason. But that's what happens. Then I send it to my gay friends, and then they have even more fun with it. So you got to be
Yeah, yeah,
careful,
yeah.
guys. Yeah, it's like,
I was
dude, what are you doing?
actually working on an app for a little
Okay.
while, and like the the Ukrainian war kind of fucked it up because my app team was in the Ukraine.
Oh
But I
yeah.
was working on an app for dick pics, as a matter of fact. So I might get back to that. That might be one of like I got so many projects that like I want to do and want to finish and stuff. That might be one I come circle back around to eventually.
What's your sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, so am I.
Oh yeah, when's your birthday?
October 23rd.
Oh, okay. I'm a November Scorpio. I'm 14th.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was something there because of the only child and the wrestling and then the little tomboy things and then the, always want to do something because I always want to be doing something. Like I don't like sitting still. My next project is like going into my storage empty-handed and just getting 4 bags of clothes out, trying to sell them, right? I have 2 places in mind I'm gonna go to. And if they don't want it, I'm just gonna go to the Salvation Army. We're not doing a yard sale because that's never gonna
Oh
happen in
yeah.
real life. Between
No,
podcasts,
no.
it's not happening. And then
So I do that
eventually,
once a month.
yeah, no, twice. I want to do twice. I want to do twice because I have this going on. I only have one
Yeah.
other recording this week. So the goal is just to go there and just sell the stuff. And then after that, like I have my jewelry business I want to do. It's like vintage jewelry
Uh-huh.
because it's
That's
relaxing.
cool.
Plus, you get to go to the international jewelry shows and just sit there and
Yeah.
chill out and sell stuff. And I don't
Yeah.
know, see other cool
I
things, right?
I found this company called Trashy because I'm literally always going through my closet
Oh,
because I don't have I go through my closet probably every month, honestly, and I get rid of like 3 garbage bags of stuff every month. I don't know how this happens, but I do. And I just found this new company. I'm waiting for the bags to show up called Trashy. No, I'm not paid or supported by them or anything. I'm just letting you know. And because sometimes, especially at the point that I'm at, like I'm getting rid of clothes that are like great clothes. Like, no, these are great. I just worn them too many times, or like I just need space for other great clothes. I don't know. And I don't like giving them to Goodwill if I don't have to. And so I usually have this like big bag sitting in my house. Anybody that comes and visits, I'm like, you want to finger the bag? Come figure the bag with me. Like go through the bag, figure the bag. And I love saying that, figure the bag.
yeah.
And yeah, so this company Trashy, they send you a big plastic bag. And what you can do is they send you a big plastic bag. What you do is you fill it up, and it's apparently like 15 pounds, and send it to them. And it's $20 for the bag. But what they do is they go through it, like, as opposed to it being in this big container that they end up shipping to Africa and just dropping it off in the continent of Africa and being like, have at it. Instead of that, they actually go through it and place it in people's hands that need those specific types of clothes, which is really cool. And it's it costs you money, of course,
Yeah.
but I feel like I would rather pay $20 to put my clothes in hands of people who need them than to just, spend, you know, time dropping it off at Goodwill.
I don't really like the Goodwill or the Salvation Army around here because I've
Yeah.
fallen out of love with the city in general. So I don't feel, this is just a horrible thing to say, but I'm going to say it. Uh, I just don't want anyone around here to have my stuff because I just don't like the
Stuff.
city. I
I
really
fully
do.
get it. Where are you?
I'm in Santa Monica.
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like, then eventually I want to keep, I'm just, I'm doing my other podcast that I have on Rumble. So that's like the next thing is building that up more and just being able to do this full time, which is kind of what I'm doing now. And then just other things around. But I always like staying industrious. It's important. And I think a lot of girls from our era work a lot harder than the girls that are out there now doing this stuff. Cause just think you just take a phone and it's like this laziness, just take the phone and do it and just upload it.
And
It
a
should
lot of people don't even put makeup on, which, like, for me, that's really annoying. I mean, everybody has their own thing, and
yeah.
I know that I sound like an old fuddy-duddy probably, but there's a certain amount of like pride I take in my appearance, and there's a certain amount of pride I take in the quality of my work. And like that's important to me. And I'm not gonna just take a video of me in like no makeup on, like just because you want to see my middle finger or whatever, you know? Yeah, no. Like I used to have a girlfriend that I would be out shopping with and she'd be like, "Hold on just a second." And she'd like run into the bathroom stall with like no makeup on and like do like a little finger banging thing in the bathroom stall at Target. And I'm like, "No, I'm not desperate for money like that.
A
I'm
Target
not.
finger banging. I'm sorry. That's just like so. Yeah.
I'm
No.
not. With no makeup on, you know, like I'm not, I don't need that. I don't need however much money you made off that. I don't need that. I don't even care if it was fucking $500, $1,000. I don't need that. No, that's
Well,
not what
how
I want
about
to
with
do.
full makeup on, full makeup at a
Yeah.
Bloomingdale's department store or the Ritz Carlton? How about that?
uh, we're getting warmer. Can we have a cameraman and like
Sure.
maybe some lighting?
Sure. Maybe one light, a ring light, a camera guy in the bathroom at the Ritz Carlton in the
It's
club
getting
floor.
better. It's getting better. It's
That's
getting
okay.
better. Yeah.
That's more like it. Then I get it.
Yeah, I
So
want to be like fully made up though with like heels and face and
yeah.
everything.
Oh
Eyelashes,
yeah.
all that.
You
Yeah.
can't go to the Ritz without that, or Bloomingdale's for that matter. So
Right.
fans want to find you, and you could go, guys, order customs, but these are real customs. These aren't like the retarded little cell phones, and then we have a cell phone.
Yeah.
These are real custom or videos. Where do you guys order your custom videos, and where can they find you on the web? I'd want you to
You
get
know,
by
the
your
best
custom.
yeah, the best thing to do is just go to sarajlinks.com. That's my link portal.
Okay.
And all the things are there, whether you want to email my assistant about a custom video or a Skype session, or you want to follow me on social media, or you want to buy a t-shirt or a poster or my CBD stuff. All that stuff is in one place right there, sarajlinks.com.
And what's the name of your CBD company again?
Sara J Self Care Collection. You can find that at sarajcbd.com.
Will that be in stores soon?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I have a store signing coming up in Los Angeles. What is it? 2 days after the Pornhub Awards, which is the Pornhub Awards, I think is the 28th. Yes, it's the 30th in LA. At the boutique is called Get Off, GHETTOFF. And at their site, or at their store, they're going to be selling tickets for my store signing. So it's not going to be open to the public. Only ticket holders are going to be able to come in. It's a really cool, exciting thing, but they're going to be carrying my product exclusively in LA. I also have the products in some dispensaries in DC and New York and Legacy. And yeah, it's pretty exciting. Oh, also Aladdin Smoke and Vape if you're in New Jersey. They also have our products.
Okay, well then there you go. She's already in stores, guys. So I urge you to go out and get whether it's a CBD oil or maybe the pain relief or the personal health
Yeah,
part.
Private Revive It.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, private revive it and revive your privates with
Yes,
private revive it. Woo! Okay.
exactly.
Thank you so much. And I hope to see you in person sooner than later. Obviously this won't be on, but yes. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, I hoped it would, so I could just sit there and peel it off for you.
Yeah, thanks.